Good afternoon. This is All India Radio, and I'm Tanvi Taneja with the Midday News. The headlines. Defence Minister Nirmla Sitharaman rejects doubts raised by Congress over her statement in Lok Sabha on contracts given to HAL since 2014. Lok Sabha Speaker suspends AIADMK and TDP members for disrupting proceedings. Election Commission postpones Thiruvarur Assembly Bye Election in Tamil Nadu in view of relief and rehabilitation works following cyclone Gaja. Supreme Court seeks Centre's response on a plea alleging prosecution under scrapped section of IT Act. Indian cricket team script history, winning their first ever test series on Australian soil, defeat hosts 2-1. President and Prime Minister congratulate the victorious team. And US President Donald Trump pushes for a steel barrier along the US-Mexico border to end shutdown. Defence Minister Nirmla Sitharaman today rejected the doubts raised by Congress on her statement in Lok Sabha on contracts given by the government to Hindustan Aeronautics Limited (HAL). During Zero Hour, Ms. Sitharaman gave details of the contracts for weapons procurement.
I have received confirmation from the HAL that during 2014-18, contracts amounting to 26,570.80 crores of rupees have already been signed with HAL, and orders approximately 73,000 crores of rupees are in the pipeline, and doubts raised in this regard are incorrect and misleading.
Earlier, Congress President Rahul Gandhi had accused the Defence Minister of lying about procurement orders worth 1 lakh crore rupees for the HAL. BJP today continued its attack on Congress President Rahul Gandhi on his allegations on Rafale fighter jet deal. Talking to reporters outside Parliament, senior party leader and Union Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad accused Mr. Gandhi of spreading falsehood on the deal.
How long you will keep on playing with India's national security? Country needs fighter plane. Adjoining countries have already reinforced their security wall. Therefore, are you, by raising all this, compromising national security and in many ways compromising morale of the forces?
Congress President has again accused Defence Minister Nirmla Sitharaman of misleading the Parliament on the contract amount given to HAL. Talking to reporters outside Parliament, he said, only 26,570 crore rupees have been given to HAL as against the claim of 1 lakh crore rupees made by the minister. He said 73,000 crore rupee contract are at a technical evaluation stage, which does not mean payment has been made in actual. He reiterated his allegation of bypassing the laid down procedures and ignoring objections by Defence Ministry officials.
जब आपने बाईपास सर्जरी की 126 से 36 हवाई जहाज का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट बदला, क्या एयरफोर्स के सीनियर लोगों ने, डिफेंस मिनिस्ट्री के सीनियर लोगों ने आपके इंटरफेरेंस पर ऑब्जेक्शन किया था, हाँ या ना?
Both houses of parliament have been adjourned till 2 p.m. due to uproar over several issues, including Rafale aircraft deal and CBI raids in connection with the alleged mining scam in Uttar Pradesh. In the Lok Sabha, MPs from the Samajwadi Party raised questions over the raids and alleged that the investigating agency is being misused of the central government. Speaking during Zero Hour, Dharmendra Yadav of the SP questioned the timing of the raids, alleging that it came immediately after a meeting between SP and BSP leaders for an alliance. Members of Congress were in the well repeating their demand for a JPC probe into the Rafale deal. They demanded Prime Minister Narendra Modi's presence in the House. Raising slogans, the Congress MPs alleged that the government has misled the House on the issue. As noisy scenes continued, Speaker Sumitra Mahajan adjourned the House till 2 p.m. Earlier, the House witnessed 2 adjournments. When it met after its first adjournment at noon, the Speaker suspended 3 AIADMK members and 1 TDP MP from the House for 2 sittings for their unruly behaviour. The agitating members were in the well raising slogans. The Rajya Sabha was also adjourned till 2 p.m. following a probe by Samajwadi Party members over CBI raids in connection with alleged illegal sand mining in Uttar Pradesh during the previous Akhilesh Yadav government. Minutes after the House met for the day, SP members tried to raise the issue, but Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu refused permission. Soon after, the agitating SP members were joined by other MPs on the opposition benches. As pandemonium continued, the House was adjourned. Samajwadi Party and Bahujan Samaj Party have accused BJP of misusing the CBI in connection with the alleged sand mining scam in Uttar Pradesh. Talking to reporters outside Parliament, the leader of the SP in the Rajya Sabha, Ram Gopal Yadav, alleged that the BJP is behind the CBI raids in the case to gain political mileage ahead of Lok Sabha polls. Rejecting the charge, BJP said the two parties' attempts to link the CBI raids to their political alliance is a desperate move to divert public attention from their rampant corruption during the SP rule. Talking to AIR News, G.V. Narasimha Rao said the raids are part of the ongoing probe into the mining scam since 2016, following the Allahabad High Court order. JDU President and Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar today said that the BJP-led NDA will win Lok Sabha elections this year and Narendra Modi will be the Prime Minister. Talking to media persons in Patna, Mr. Kumar said the recent assembly election results will have no impact on the Lok Sabha elections. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. The Election Commission has postponed the by-election in Thiruvarur Assembly constituency in Tamil Nadu slated for 28th of this month. The poll panel took the decision in view of the ongoing relief and rehabilitation measures in the affected areas of the state following cyclone Gaja. During the meeting with District Election Officer on 5th of this month, the political parties had sought postponement. In its order, the Commission said the district administration of Thiruvarur, which has to conduct the by-election, continues to be preoccupied with the relief and rehabilitation works. It said the Commission is of the view that the process of conduct of by-election cannot be continued at present. The Thiruvarur Assembly seat had fallen vacant after the death of DMK chief M. Karunanidhi last year. The Supreme Court today sought Centre's response on a plea alleging prosecutions even after the Apex Court scrapped Section 66A of the IT Act, under which a person could be arrested for posting allegedly offensive content on websites. A bench headed by Justice R.F. Nariman said the concerned officials will be arrested and sent to jail if the Apex Court order of March 24, 2015, scrapping the provisions of the IT Act is violated. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu today praised the National Cadet Corps NCC cadets for their role during natural calamities. He said NCC's efforts in uplifting society and community are particularly commendable. Mr. Naidu was speaking at the inauguration of the NCC Republic Day camp in New Delhi.
All human societies have their own typical challenges, and so does our country also. Your contribution in times of crisis and natural disasters like earthquakes, cyclones, floods, tsunami has been recognized and commended by the nation. Efforts towards community development and social upliftment are noteworthy.
Women and Child Development WCD Minister Menaka Gandhi today conferred the National Awards on 97 Anganwadi workers for their exceptional achievements for the year 2017-18 in New Delhi. The awards are given to motivate the Anganwadi workers and recognize their exemplary services in the field of child development under the Integrated Child Development Services scheme. The minister said resources worth crores of rupees have been wasted in the past, which could have been utilized to support various child nutrition-related schemes. She called upon Anganwadi workers to be vigilant and report any such malpractice.
आप दूसरों के बारे में बताना शुरू करें। अगर कोई आंगनवाड़ी आपको लगे कि अपना काम ठीक से नहीं कर रही है या खाना गायब हो रहा है, दूसरी चीज जो मुझे दुख हुआ वो ये था कि सालों के आंगनवाड़ियों ने बहुत देश का पैसा बर्बाद किया। अब भी अगर आपको लगता है, नजर रखिए।
On to sports news now. In cricket, India scripted history, winning their first ever series on Australian soil, beating the home team 2-1. We have a report.
Team India has scripted history by defeating Australia 2-1 in the 4-match Test series down under. The Virat Kohli and company wrote their names in the history books after the fourth and final test in Sydney ended in a draw today without a ball being bowled due to rain. In the game, India had posted 622 for 7 after opting to bat. They later bundled out the Kangaroos for 300 and enforced a follow-on. This was the first time in 30 years that Australia were forced to follow on their home soil. Cheteshwar Pujara, who scored 3 centuries in the series, was adjudged man of the match as well as the player of the series. This is India's first series win on Australia since they first toured the country in 1947-48. In the ongoing tour, India won the first test in Adelaide by 31 runs and the third test in Melbourne by 137 runs. Australia had won the second test in Perth. The Indian team, led by Virat Kohli, took a walk around the SCG Stadium thanking the fans for their support. India and Australia will now play a 3-match ODI series beginning Saturday at Sydney. Sabi Hassan Khan, Sports Desk.
President Ramnath Kovind and Prime Minister Narendra Modi congratulated the Indian cricket team for their victory in Australia. In a tweet, Mr. Kovind said, "Gritty batting, marvellous fast bowling and a fine team effort has done us proud." In a tweet, Prime Minister Modi said it was a historic cricketing achievement and the series witnessed some memorable performances and solid teamwork. He conveyed his best wishes for the various matches ahead. In international news, US President Donald Trump has offered to erect a steel barrier rather than a concrete wall along the US-Mexico border. He said that the steel barrier is a stronger and a less obtrusive option. His comments came in an effort to iron out differences with Democrats over the issue, which has led to a partial government shutdown. President Trump is seeking $5.6 billion in congressional funding for a wall, which is being opposed by the Democrats. Taliban today said it will not attend planned peace talks with the United States in Saudi Arabia this month. Taliban officials yesterday said they want to shift the venue to Qatar. Taliban has already rejected the Kabul government's offer for direct talks. Qatar is the political headquarters of the terrorist group. The upcoming negotiations, the fourth in a series, are aimed at ending the 17-year war in Afghanistan. The talks are scheduled between the leaders of the Taliban and U.S. Special Envoy Zalmay Khalilzad to discuss the withdrawal of foreign forces and a possible ceasefire in 2019. U.S. National Security Advisor John Bolton has said that he would seek Turkish assurances that Kurds in northern Syria would be safe. He added that the U.S. also wants to ensure that the remnants of the Islamic State group are defeated. Earlier, U.S. President Donald Trump had said the U.S. is going to immediately remove its troops from Syria. Later, the U.S. official said American forces had been given 30 days to leave Syria and that they would be fighting the remaining IS militants. An earthquake of magnitude 6.6 struck off the Indonesian coast early today. No tsunami warning was issued. According to United States Geological Survey, the quake hit at a depth of 60 kilometers under the Malacca Sea. There were no immediate reports of damage or casualties. Researchers from University of Surrey in UK, including one of Indian origin, have found that planting roadside hedges rather than just relying on trees can most effectively reduce pollution exposure from cars in near-road environments. They found that roadsides that only had hedges were the most effective at reducing pollution exposure, cutting black carbon by up to 63%. Ultrafine and submicron particles followed this reduction trend, with fine particles showing the least reduction among all the measured pollutants. The study, published in the journal Atmospheric Environment, used 6 roadside locations in the UK as test sites where the green infrastructure was between 1 to 2 meters away from the road. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Defence Minister Nirmla Sitharaman rejects doubts raised by Congress over her statement in Lok Sabha on contracts given to HAL since 2014. Lok Sabha Speaker suspends AIADMK and TDP members for disrupting proceedings. Election Commission postpones Thiruvarur Assembly Bye Election in Tamil Nadu in view of relief and rehabilitation works following cyclone Gaja. Supreme Court seeks Centre's response on a plea alleging prosecution under scrapped section of IT Act. Indian cricket team script history, winning their first ever Test series on Australian soil, defeat hosts 2-1. President and Prime Minister congratulate the victorious team. And US President Donald Trump pushes for a steel barrier along the US-Mexico border to end shutdown. And with that, we end the Midday News.